Alright, so today we're going to cover a technique which is in the Yellow Belt curriculum, and this one is called Grasp of Death. So take a close look, because Grasp of Death, the attack of Grasp of Death is a headlock, which is one of the most common attacks in street fights. It's very natural for people to grab around the neck and start fighting from there. Alright, even when you don't have any grappling experience, people still, instinctively grab around the neck. So here are a couple of things which are very important. When he's gonna grab my head, the biggest danger in this kind of attack is that when he's holding me in his lock, he starts punching me with the other hand. He starts punching me through the face, and then what happens eventually is he's going to turn away from the punches, and I'm going to hang myself here. All right, thank you. So that's very important that we're going to learn to defend that first. Before we're going to do anything else, we're going to defend those punches first. All right. So this is what we're going to do. When he's going to grab around my head, the first thing I'm going to do is when I'm turning my head inside here, because there's some space to breathe for me here, I'm going to step in him and I'm going to check that arm there with both hands. So my right hand is going to cup around his hand, and with the other hand I'm going to cup around his arm. I'm going to hold that arm tight. I'm going to make sure that I'm very close to him here and not here, because any inch of space I'm going to give him is going to work against me. For example, he's going to lift his kick or whatever, if he's going to step around, and I want to prevent that. So it's very important that the moment when he's going to grab around my head is I'm going to step in, going to be very close to him, don't leave any space open, and check that arm first. So he's going to come in, turn your head in, and check that arm here first. Then from this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to go and grab the wrist of his hand here. Then I'm going to push his arm backward, so that opens a hole here inside this. This is where I'm going to put my left arm in right now, and without the thumb, so with a monkey hand, I'm going to grab the top of his wrist. And this is a very strong hold. So this is the point where this guy is going to try to start to get out of this. And when he's going to do that, you're just going to stay very, very close to him. It's a very strong position. All right? So when the time is right, I'm going to move up the circle with the right, and I'm going to step backward, and I'm going to make an erect posture. So I'm going to push my head up. So this brings a lot of tension on the shoulder here. All right. So Sebastian tried to get me in a headlock while I'm standing up here. It's very hard because of the position of that shoulder. So watch this again. The moment when I'm here and the time is right, it's still very close, I'm going to make a big step backward, and I'm going to go in an erect posture. Now from this position when I'm here, this is where I can grab the wrist and lift that arm over me. All right, I'm going to lift that, and I'm going to bring my left arm around and behind his elbow, and I'm going to step forward, and I'm going to bring him in like this. All right, and then from this position, I'm going to check with the left arm, I'm going to check that arm, and I'm going to punch from a forward pose stance, I'm going to punch the face. All right. Then from this position, after I've done this, I'm going to grab with two hands, I'm going to grab the wrist, step back with the left, and this is just a classical wrist lock takedown to the ground. So he's going to go to the ground from here, and then I finish the technique with a roundhouse downward ball kick to the plexus solari or even to the head, and then I cross out. And that's going to be Grasp of Death. So watch again. Go through it slowly. So the first thing you do is step in, check that arm here first. Yes, that's one. Make sure you're very close here and really tight and pinned against his body. I turn my head inside. Look for the wrist, push the arm back, and grab with the other hand and make sure it's thumbless. All right? So those are two hooks. Keep your elbows tucked in really tight. Then I'm going to go move up the circle. So I'm going to go with the right leg, I'm going to step back like this. Grab the wrist and then lift that arm. Release the left arm and bring him here in front of you, like this. Check that arm, punch, forward ball stance, grab the wrist, step back, now take it down to the ground, roundhouse kick, and then you cross out. And that's the Yellow Belt technique, Grasp of Death. So again, one of the things you really want to work on is stay close to that body all the time before you're going to release, all right? And it's a good technique, so work on it, and see you in the next video.